Hey guys, Adam here at DirectionTrader.com. Let's do a recap and talk about what I'm going to do tomorrow for tomorrow's trading session. So today we continued the slow, not to mention low volume moves here on the stock indexes. Actually, let me start off with the stock indexes. I'll come back to crude in a minute. Just waiting for us to make a move here. This is the S&P, and as you can see here on a daily chart, just trading sideways. Last three sessions have been very, very sideways here. Not to mention extremely low volume here. So, been going up on low volume. Anytime you see low volume on these indexes, they're probably going to creep their way higher. Early on this morning, we were actually talking about a potential pullback. We were looking at that previous day's lows, yesterday's lows, and saying if we can just get below them previous day's lows and start to sell, we're going to look for some sell orders. And that just never happened. We just had this slow grind up, causing us to kind of not pay too much attention to the indexes today. Took a couple small trades earlier in the Dow as the Dow was breaking through the lows, and that was about it. We traded Dow. The reason we traded the Dow to the short side was because the Dow was the only index actually down below the previous day's low. So basically the path of least resistance, we went to the Dow. So as far as these indexes go moving forward, you can see I have some very clear resistance here and very clear support, and I'm simply going to wait. We still got about 30 minutes left in today, but I don't see a lot happening. But going into tomorrow, I'm going to use these areas. Anything up above these 2100s, it's 100% long for me. I'm not even going to fight against this little move here. And anything below the lows, if we can break out of this little sideways action here below these 88s, I'm going to look short. Anything in between here, I probably won't pay any attention to these stock index futures. So we have some expiration tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. I'm talking about my options expiring. I got a couple positions I'm going to work on there. But so I'm very curious if we can get a move here, whether we get a sell-off here or we can get a pop here. I'm going to be closely watching these markets going into tomorrow because I am expecting a move. Either a low volume, I expect this to grind higher. If we have a little bit of volume come into the market, I really expect for it to sell off. So maybe pull up a 2-minute chart, guys, on the S&P. And as I always do, have a 2-minute chart and have a volume pane down below. If we start averaging 7, 8, 9 plus thousand contracts every 2 minutes, that's a great market to trade. As you see here, look at this afternoon. This is about the average volume. We're looking at 2,800 average 2-minute volume. That is ridiculous. That is that's basically untradeable for me. That is way too slow for me to be even interested in it. So I go ahead and I look elsewhere. And that seems to be the pattern here recently because even though I like to trade the indexes a lot, they just haven't provided the opportunity. So I have been trading a lot of crude oil. Today, I took a couple small trades there in the Dow, and then we did have a nice crude trade, which we'll show you. But bottom line, we were paying close attention to this daily chart on crude as well. We have this sideways range on crude. And bottom line is we were coming off the highs of it. So anything as we broke down below the previous day's low, I was looking to short. Anything if it pops up above the previous day's low, I was looking to buy. It was pretty straightforward here. And we had some resistance here that we're still watching. And I'll talk about that here in a minute. But let's quickly define why we traded and what we traded here. One quick trade here. We were watching this support and resistance. We had the 5160s as resistance. And down below, we had the 50-60s as support. And bottom line, when we were sitting here trading in this sideways range for a period of time, I was looking for either a break lower or a break higher because we were sitting right at that previous day's low. That's what this red line is right here. So we were trying to determine, are the sellers going to come in here or are this going to continue to chop here? Because we did get a weird reaction. We had extremely high inventory numbers, and the market actually pushed up on high inventory numbers. Kind of goofy here. And then they pulled back, and they started to chop, and then we basically talked about breaking through either resistance and going long or support and going short. Sure enough, we broke through that resistance and pulled right back to it. Pretty simple long trade there. Very, very basic, but definitely a no-brainer. We pulled the trigger in a room, made some money on it. But other than that, we've been relatively quiet here, waiting on these opportunities. So, as you see here, we're still trading sideways for the most part here in crude. Moving forward, I'm going to pay close attention to that daily chart. Watch them previous day's levels. That has been the key for crude. Been no volume in the indexes, so we've been trading crude a lot, and we simply are using the previous day's levels, the major levels, swing high, swing low, and then using our anchor chart, swing high, swing low. Very, very technical stuff, and it's working perfectly. No home runs per se in crude oil, but a whole bunch of base hits and doubles, and that's just, I don't see why that wouldn't continue. So if the indexes plan on staying low volume and trading higher, I'm probably going to be looking at crude quite a bit unless we can get them indexes to really pick up some volatility here and start to sell off. So as far as crude going into tomorrow, we're stuck right in the middle of that daily range that we speak of. You got the daily chop high, daily chop low, daily chop low, and we're stuck right in the middle as we speak. So I'm going to have to pay close attention. Sell the highs, buy the previous day's lows, and they break out, go with it. What I mean by that, if it breaks below the previous day's low, go short. If it breaks above the previous day's highs, I'll be looking long. So pretty straightforward. We're using the previous day's price level on crude and actually working out very, very well for us. So continue to do that. Continue to do your technical work. As you see here, we're still holding this resistance on this this anchor chart. So we are still holding this resistance. So maybe we can get some selling here, or if it stays here until tomorrow morning and we chop around in this range, it'd be a good opportunity for us to start selling in the morning. So I'm pretty optimistic about trading tomorrow. It is expiration on some of my options, so I got a lot of work to do with managing a couple positions, but pretty optimistic moving forward. Even though we haven't had a whole bunch of trades, we've been averaging anywhere from 2 to 4, 2 to 5 trades a day in the live trading room. That's only a 3-hour session, but we're definitely having to go out and find the markets that are moving a little better. And crude oil is actually moving very nicely, as you can see here, having lots of nice movement here in crude oil versus the stock index futures. So that's it, guys. I hope this helps you. If you have any questions at all, get a hold of me. You can send me an email, adam@directiontrader.com. You can actually leave a comment underneath this video. I am the one that responds to them comments, so you'll still be writing to me. So get a hold of me if you need to. If not, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Have a good afternoon.